off, I'm going to go over the liners that I have, and this first one is a cream liner from Wet n Wild, and it is from the Fergie collection, and this is called Little Black Dress. The second liner that I have is from Maybelline, and this is the Eye Studio, and this is in Blackest Black. And the final liner that I have is from MAC, and this is the Black Track Fluid line. Okay, the similarities in these liners is they're basically all the same amount of product. The Wet n Wild one is a tiny bit less. This is 2.8 grams, and then the MAC and the Maybelline are both 3 grams. And I'll go ahead and do some swatch comparisons on my arm. So here are my 3 liners, and as you can see, the packaging of the Wet n Wild and the Maybelline are pretty similar. They both have the black tops with the clear bottom jars. And then the MAC one is just a solid cylinder shape. This brush here actually came with the Maybelline Eye Studio, and I personally feel like it's a little bit hard to work with. Here's a e.l.f. liner brush that I got, and then this one is from Real Techniques. I think that these brushes are a lot easier to use because they are more precise. This one is a little bit more chunky and more difficult for me to use personally, but I'll go ahead and get into the swatches. Alright, so for this I'm going to be using this e.l.f. brush, and the first liner I'm going to swatch is the Wet n Wild one. So here are the swatches lined up in order with the liners, and the one difference that I did notice was that the MAC liner was a bit more gel-like and went on a bit smoother than the other 2 liners. And it looks a little bit more black to me. I don't know, it may just be me, but MAC liner did go on a little bit more smooth and not as clumpy. So I'm going to give these a minute to dry, and then I'll go ahead and do a little water test for you. So I'm pretty surprised at what just happened. As you could see, the MAC one is basically gone, and it did smear and smudge, as well as the Maybelline Eye Studio. And I believe the Maybelline Eye Studio claimed to be waterproof. The Wet n Wild one actually did hold up pretty well. I'll go ahead and do more swatches and then try smudging them without the water this time. So when trying to smudge them dry, the MAC one actually held up the best. The Maybelline one smudged quite a bit, and the Wet n Wild one did pretty well. I'll go ahead back in with some water and see how they hold up now. The Wet n Wild one held up pretty well with the water. The Maybelline one smudged a little bit more, and the MAC one, it started to flake rather than smudge. So I guess altogether, the Wet n Wild one is probably the best out of these as far as water resistance and smudging. Here's after scrubbing a little bit. MAC's gone. Maybelline is barely there, and Wet n Wild is the most visible. So I figure since I'm playing around with the cream and gel liners, I might as well go ahead and show you guys how I apply my winged liner. And today I'm just going to be using the MAC Black Track Fluid Line. So the first thing that I'll do is I'll draw out a line extending from my lower lash line, just where I want the wing to be. And then I will draw a line connecting it to my lash line. And as I go inward, I want to make the line thinner. And then make the line thicker as you go out. And then I like my wing a little bit more pointy, so I'll just kind of draw a little bit more to extend it out. So if you're new with liner and you're not really good at creating a wing yet, you can always use tape to help you create that nice straight line. So just take some tape, stick it to the back of your hand, and then pull it off, and that's just going to make it less sticky, so you're not pulling at your skin or you're not pulling off the makeup that you may have on. And then you're just going to place the tape along your lower lash line in the area that you want your wing to be. And this tape is going to be your guide. As this side of the eye, you're going to go from thicker to thinner as you get to the inner corner. And then once you finish, you can go ahead and pull off the tape. Fix it up if you need to. And you basically have an effortless winged liner. So there you have it. That is my opinion on these liners and how I apply my winged liner. I hope that this was helpful for you and that you learned a little bit of something today. If you like this video and you would like to see more like this one, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in my next video.